Hey, Jen. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Linda. You haven't seen me in a minute. Where have you been? I've been here every day. Hi, Nene. Oh, you have tutoring. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you could jump on. Hi, Clover. How are you, Clover? Today, yeah. Today's a little chilly here in Philly. I'm not going to lie. 43 degrees. Like the other day or yesterday, it was like gorgeous. The day before, it was gorgeous. And today, I'm like, burr. Is it cold? Yeah, I feel like your weather, Linda, your weather is similar to my weather, it seems like. Hey, Christine. Yeah, it's like 43 degrees. That's why I'm in here. I was going to go out and go get my drinks and go do a live, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it here, and then after this, I'll go get my drinks. Hi, Erica. Hi, Tony. Hi, Mike. Is it cold there too, Erica? Hi, Maven. Yeah, it's just a cold day here today. What's your weather, Christine? Nice to see you again too, Mike. Yeah, it's your Jersey, so you're probably similar to mine. My Alexa is saying 43 degrees. And I'm live. I actually wasn't sure if I was going to jump on now or if I was going to go get my drinks and do it outside. Feels like outside. Do it in the car. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to have my tea. Yes, I don't like 50s. Okay. You got the 50s. It's cold everywhere today. Come on, who's coming in with some sunshine? I mean, wait, I shouldn't say. It's actually, there is some sunshine today. It looks nice out. It's just chilly. Oh, Chris got the sunshine. What's the degrees there, Chris? I'll go out later to get my drinks. They didn't have my refreshers at my place yesterday. I was not happy about that. So I'm like, do I take the chance and see if they're there today? Or do I just go to my regular place? I'm good, Chris. How are you? California, sunny there. Okay, Haley. Okay. We hear you. Oh, Mike's got 35. On vacation in Tampa, and then I'm off to Miami on the 21st. Nice, Chris. Hi, Tail. How are might be sunny, but it's California. I'll take rainy, snowy, and freezing any day. I don't know that one. The Twisted Tea video. My gosh. My little dog's just rolling all over the rug like Mel. Doing little flips. What's she doing? What's she doing? Now oh my God, she needs a haircut. She needs a haircut so bad. I always feel like I'm in denial that we create our reality, but I'm also aware and know so deeply. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's because a lot of things that you create, that's why you stick to non-reaction. Because it's like, yeah, I create my own reality. Why would I create this? And you have to understand, like, now we're becoming aware. So it takes time to become aware that you create everything in your experience, right? And get to a place of saying, okay, you know what? I can see now. And you start to use everything to your benefit. You start to see, okay, I created this so I could become aware, right? I created this to serve me, to help me see what I don't want, right? Because now I get to choose. So the more you have to definitely have to practice non-reaction though. You have to keep calming yourself down, because then you get to a neutral place of understanding that nothing has meaning at all. And then your old stories, which will hang around for a little bit because you're practicing non-reaction, they have no effect on you anymore. And you're just like, okay, all right, that's fine, because you know what you're moving towards now. You know your most abundant timeline exists, and you know that. And that's what you came here to experience at this time, is your most abundant timeline. But you're moving towards your most abundant timeline. And the thing about it is you're always going to be moving towards more. So that's why I always say you want to start saying that. I'm abundant now, my most abundant, because it does all exist here and now. There's nothing that you're going to get. There's nothing that you're doing. There's nothing that, is going to show up. It's like, it's just starting to appear in front of you. You're starting to see how unlimited you are. You're starting to become aware of what you can have. You're starting to resonate things are lighting you up. Like, oh, I would love this. I'll tell you right now, the more you let go, the more you stop trying to control, it's kind of like pretty obvious of what you resonate with and what kind of just starts to manifest in your experience. It's really effortless the more you let go of control. And that's really what we're doing here. We're letting go of control, and we're just kind of becoming very unbothered in our energy. Hi, Ashley. Thanks, Ashley. So that's what non-reaction helps you do. You become very unbothered. You're not like how you used to be, where you're jumping to do things and impulsive and let me take action and let me work hard, and it's just starting to flow. So it's important to just remind yourself during that process. It's very important to remind yourself that you can't make a mistake, okay? That's what I always want people to know. You can't make a mistake. There's a little bit of a learning curve to this stuff. I say if you're learning anything, I said that today in the video, you're learning how to become unbothered, right? Because that's what's going to open you up to your best timeline and move you towards it very effortlessly. Exactly, Rebel. Just relax. Well, the fact that they pop up in your head is better than you seeing it and looking for it. So Lex, is if it's just, that's normal. But if the biggest thing is that you stopped searching for it, looking on the internet and social media and that stuff. So if it's just popping up in your head, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. And now you'll start catching that quicker before it gets ahead of you. And you'll be like, oh, no, we don't do that anymore. I create my own reality. I'm moving towards my best life. So you got to remember that all those moments that don't feel good, Lex, like this one, it's helping you get good at non-reaction. That's all it's doing. You're going to see down the road that these stories really never mattered at all. They were helping you. They were actually serving you. They were helping you get good at non-reaction, helping you see that you do create everything in your experience. Hi, Ryan from New Zealand. Aw, Tony. How to manifest someone who does not know me yet. Well, you have to just know you're moving towards it. You can have whatever you want. It's funny how we think like we've been doing this our whole lives, but now that we know, it's like, oh, how do I manifest this person into my existence? To me, that's so easy. I try not to do that. I actually try not to manifest people, because if I see something, like I'm like, oh my gosh, I know they're gonna like contact me, or they're gonna I know that sounds horrible. Or if I think about someone, I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna text me now. Like, I'm actually the opposite. I'm trying not to like think about something so much, because that's, oh my God, they're gonna text me, right? So you're always doing it. Just know you're moving towards it. It's because you have resistance around that. Like, how do I manifest this person into my life? Well, you have resistance there, right? So you're thinking it's hard. It can just pop up into your experience. Not so. Mike says, have you ever noticed when you're calm, it seems to bother those who are uneasy? And I don't experience that in my reality. I'm going to be truthfully honest, because I'm really unbothered. I've always been calm though too. So that's just something, maybe you're transitioning into becoming more calm, you're becoming more calm, and it's not who you always have been. And you're aware, you're like a little self-conscious about it still, Mike. So for me, because I've always been chill, I've always been calm, and it's never bothered anybody. If anything, it's helped people. People always told me my energy, like how I am has helped them, right? But because I've always been this way. So that's a good thing for me though. When I hear you say that, Mike, to me, it's because you're becoming more calm and at peace with yourself, but you're a little self-conscious about it. So like you're thinking like people are like triggered by it. Do you kind of know what I'm saying? Do you kind of get what I'm saying there? Which you have to look at that as a good thing. It's because you're transitioning. You're more calm now. Hi, Susan. How do I stop more? It's really about, you got to take a step back and see everything as working in your favor. That's what you have to start doing. How do I stop worrying about his new girl? How do I stop worrying about his new girl? How do I stop worrying about his new girl? Well, you have to like do these practices, Kayla. You have to focus more on you, right? The fact that you're worrying about his new girl, well, where's your attention and focus going, right? Just break it down to the simplistics. You're focused on him and his new girl. So not only are you focused on him, but now you're creating a new girl, right? So you gotta bring that energy back to you, girl. You got to bring that back to you. You got to start focusing on you, doing things for you, feeling good on your own, filling up your own cup, right? Oh, no problem, Mike. So how I take your comment is as a positive, Mike, because to me, it's because you're more calm. You're more at peace, which means you're doing the practices and getting good at them. How are you, Susan? Oh, I love that, Linda. How do you stop someone negatively attitude affecting your own happiness? Well, that's the practice, Nellie. That's the practice. You use everything in your experience to relax in those moments, to quiet those moments down. It's really about being able to feel good no matter what's happening around you. That's what these practices get you to. But nobody can mess with your energy. Nobody has free will. Let's go back to free will in your experience. But when you're saying that their negative attitude is affecting my energy, they are entering your experience. You're giving them permission. You're giving your free will away by saying, go ahead, come on in with that negative attitude. I'm going to let it bother me. So you got to get calm in those moments. You got to stay relaxed in those moments. So how I try to explain it, Nelly, is that the best thing you got to get to a place of non-judgment, and it takes practice. Non-reaction gets you to a place of non-judgment. You got to let people be who they want to be, and you got to feel good no matter what. And what happens, the more you sustain that energy in alignment, feeling good no matter what, is people will either match that. They have no choice but to match it. If you're really maintaining it, that's how you know. How I know if I'm maintaining a positive energy no matter what is if that person starts to match me. Or vice versa, is they just aren't around me for the day. Happens all the time in my life. I just don't really see them that much, but I'm still singing, I'm still in my energy, I'm still doing my stuff that I do, my daily routine, and I feel good, I feel light, I feel at peace, I feel happy. But if it's affecting me and I'm judging it, it's gonna be around me all the time. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a practice, because it's something you just become more aware of, and you get better at, and know when you're feeling good versus not feeling good. Well, that's good, Callie. That's good. You're blocked. So you got to focus on you, girl. You got to be focusing on you. You got to be feeling good on your own and filling up your own cup, doing things. It's not hard to focus on you. Don't think it's hard, right? Like, I don't even call it self-love practices. I just say you're just doing things for yourself. Every day, get up and get ready. Every day, do your hair, do your makeup, put on your best outfit, do your nails. Make sure you start your day feeling good about yourself. And then from there, your day will be good. Do things that you like. Hang out with your friends. Watch shows you like. Do things listen to music. Occupy your mind. That's literally what you're doing. You're occupying your mind with things instead of letting this thing occupy your mind it's taking your energy away, giving away your power, right? Meditation, doing the relaxing practices. Who said hi to me? No problem, Nelly. Hi, Jazz. Silly question. Why is it? Just one's more dominant. That's all. If you're seeing a name everywhere, it's just because it's in your awareness. Because remember, you just always go back to I create my own reality. So the other one is it's exactly in your comment. Why am I seeing the one's name all day but not the others? Because you're saying I'm not seeing the others. So the other one's just more dominant in your energy. Well, Jazz, that's when you want to do the practices. How do you stay relaxed in the middle of a loved one saying something hurtful? Well, these are the best opportunities for you to do the practices, to quiet your body down, to relax your body in those moments, to kind of get as quiet and relaxed as possible and not really respond. That's what's going to move you out of those circumstances, those unfavorable circumstances and experiences, those limiting beliefs that don't serve you anymore. The thing about it is, Jazz, is that you have to keep applying it. It's awkward at first. It's uncomfortable at first. You're trying to say as less as you can because you don't want to keep it active in your experience because it does not serve you. Your most abundant timeline is not you getting, people being mean to you, people treating you badly. That's not your most abundant timeline. Your most abundant timeline isn't you getting yelled at, isn't, people treating you like crap. That, guys, just always remind, what's my most abundant timeline? My most abundant timeline is I'm at peace. I'm free to do whatever I want when I want. I'm confident. I'm secure in my most abundant timeline. So you just keep applying my practices in those moments so you can move out of those moments. You lay low in those moments. You stay quiet in those moments. You relax your body in those moments, right? You don't really have to say anything in those moments. I always say, if you're going to say anything, just say, even this moment is moving me towards what I want. Just by me relaxing my body, by me staying calm, this is actually moving me towards what I want. Because you want to do your best to not engage with those moments. You don't want to buy into any of the things that don't serve you anymore. Because as soon as you start arguing with it or defending yourself, you're buying into something that really just, it doesn't serve you anymore. And I know it takes practice. Trust me, I had to do it a million times. It was so awkward. I talk about it all the time. I had to sit with people in front of me. I'm like, and listen, I'm a defender. I stick up for myself, let me tell you. And I had to sit there like a puppy dog a lot of times. But I'm telling you, it's going to serve you in the long run. It might not feel like that in that moment. You might feel like a doormat at times, but trust you me, when you're not engaging with something that doesn't serve you and you're not getting in that fight or flight, I got to stick up for myself, you'll get it. That's what keeps it coming in your experience. It'll give you, the universe, whatever this experience will give you experiences so you can defend yourself over and over and over again. So you got to get out of either that defensive energy or that poor me energy. So some of us are victims in that and we feel like, oh, I'm so sad. And I've been there too. And some of us are like, oh God, I want to fight this person so bad. That was me. I want to stick up for myself and I can't. Trust me, you don't want to engage in it. So quiet and calm is your best friend in those moments. Quiet, calm, relax. Quiet, calm, relax. Unless you want those types of experiences in your reality, that's not your most abundant timeline though, right? So you want to get good at quiet, calm, and relaxed. I've been in both sides. I felt like I wanted to cry and I felt like I wanted to rip someone's head off. Literally. But you can't, or you're going to keep having those experiences. Hi, Helwa. Well, that's the thing. You can't get caught up in that, Kaylee, right? So you said, okay, cool. So if I'm focusing on myself, how will I know that it's working and he's still coming in? Well, here's the thing. You got it, Kaylee. You're the only one that convinces yourself that this is done. That this is done and it's done now, Kaylee. You're not waiting around for anything. That's the thing. That's the energy you want to get out of. You got to get out of the energy of you're waiting for something. It's done now. You got to just be so at peace and happy in your own life, Cal. You got to be occupied. That's how you'll know, because you feel good. You're happy with who you are. You're at peace in this moment. There only is this moment. What you want is done in this moment. There's no waiting around for anything. Don't get caught up in that kind of stuff. It's literally done now in the best way possible, right? So go very general. It's done. This relationship is done. It's happening now. And you keep focusing on yourself as much as you possibly can. You want to occupy your mind and focus on yourself and feel good on your own. Hi, Stacy. Oh, I love that. So I'm going to post what Sunflower says because this is I've had people tell me this about my books that I wrote. My first 2 books, Intuition is Simple and Your Destiny. It's longer than that, but I never say. Because it's where I was at in the beginning of this. I wish I had I got to find my blogs for you guys going back like 4 years because they probably would be so helpful for you guys. So Stacy says my older videos are really helpful. Go on my YouTube where my old TikTok lives are on. And go to the top of my TikTok. I have a playlist. Check out all the old stuff because that's as I was going through the same process yous are. And I was learning as I go. And even before that, my first 2 books, which I don't even talk about my first 2 books. Honestly, I never talk about them because that was like in the very beginning of my journey and being awake to the fact that I create my own reality, right? So it was like fresh information, which can be very powerful information because it's exactly where I was at in that. Intuition is Simple and those 2 books. I think you can I'm pretty sure you can listen to Intuition is Simple for free on audio. So check that out, guys. That's all run by Amazon, not by me though. So I don't really talk about those things. But I know my old stuff can be very helpful for people. I've got, people have told me that a lot. Thank you for sharing that, Sunflower. What's the thing? And even my ebooks, guys, go into, oh gosh, my Gumroad. I should probably post, let me get it up for you guys. I'm going to put my free stuff up too. I got free ebooks, so many free ebooks. And I know Gina got them recently. I'm going to put a link to them today at some point today for you guys. They're very short. They're like 8 pages, but they're pretty good. They're helpful in those moments when you're being triggered and stuff like that. Is there such thing as bad people or just bad choices? It's not bad people. There's no bad or good, Amanda. So Amanda says, is there such thing as bad people? No, because nothing is bad or good in this experience. It's all neutral. It's all neutral. It's all about your response to it, Amanda. It's how you're perceiving it. It's all you. It's all you, 100%, girl. I know. This one's tricky. This one takes time, guys. You'll get it the more you do these practices. So everything is neutral. Nothing has meaning here at all. You got to look at, eventually it's going to click one day that these are all just props, seeing how you're going to react. Because if you react, you're going to get more of it. This is why non-reaction is key. Non-reaction is key. Non-reaction is key. I got to repeat some things. Non-reaction is key because you're going to start to get that all these things in our experience that we think are also real are not. They're props. Hey, are you going to react to me? Okay, I'm going to scream in your face. Are you going to stand up for yourself? You better stand up for yourself. And you stand up for yourself. And guess what? You keep experiencing it, right? So it's all there it really is there. It's all there to help you to move towards what's best for you. Because we're all waking up to this now. We're all having the opportunity to make better choices, to move towards best and better. But those better choices are really not doing anything at all. That's the funny part about all this, guys. It's actually super duper easy if you want it to be. It's more so about letting go of control and just letting things unfold for you. Things will unfold in the most amazing way. Now, yes, you can dabble into like affirmations and stuff like that. You don't have to though, because I'll tell you right now, so many things have manifested into my life and I did not do a damn thing. And this is what I say, like I made a video about how, to me, we have some sort of a path and it starts to just open up for us by just chilling out and relaxing. You can pick and choose though too, right? But I still think you already chose it. I truly do. I think you already like lined up with this stuff before you came here. Someone said to me, like, I don't know if I resonate with that. For me, it's only served me because, like I always say, we're so limited in this moment and we settle for less when we're trying to do things, right? So my journey's been easy. People always say, like, did you have to? Well, it hasn't always been easy. I had to break down my old stories and understand this. But that's where non-reaction came into play and sticking with it over and over and over again. Getting to yourself to a place of understanding that everything is neutral here and it's all how you're perceiving it. Hey, Kurt. Thanks, Kirk. Thank you, Kirk. Self-loathing, hating myself, anxiety. It's all illusion. Exactly, girlfriend. Amanda, yes. I'm manifesting as pain, but other ex came back. Does that just mean my... So when people say, like, okay, love, I don't tell people to manifest that way when you're trying so hard. Most people are trying so hard to manifest their people back or their person back. And the reason why you get like exes come back is because you haven't really cleared out, you haven't done the energy work first, right? So it's just because your ex is in your mind. It's in your awareness. It's on your mind. That's why. And you have no resistance. So you have no resistance, so they pop in. But yes, use it as a good thing. It's because you're doing the right thing. You are focusing on yourself, so you are doing that practice. But if your ex comes back, it's because you're thinking about them. So when people say that, to me, it means that they haven't got a hold of their thoughts yet really well. And that's okay, because the more you do these practices, you will, right? So because your ex, you have no resistance. That's why they pop back in. They pop back in because you may have thought about, oh, well, remember this, remember that time. Bam, they pop into your experience, right? Because you have zero resistance. But the person that you want, you got a little story attached to them. So there's resistance, basically, right? So for me, it's like, just keep doing what you're doing, love. Focus on yourself. Put yourself first, filling up your own cup, and just know what you want is done. That's it. Stick to what you want. Unless you want your ex. I mean, that you can have whatever you want, but you get what I'm saying. What is the saying that you say, I want to write down something Relax, it's done. I say, my saying, relax, have fun, it's done. Is it that one, Gina? Girl, you can get, I have hoodies you can get with that. I know, I don't talk about my hoodies enough. So we shouldn't try to manifest someone back that we loved, even if they weren't good for us. So we should, where'd you hear that? So we shouldn't try to manifest someone back that we loved. Well, that you just got it mixed up, Joanne. You have to focus on yourself more, because you're making it about the other person again. See, that's where I notice, like with some of your questions and comments, you're getting caught up in the fact that it's about them and I got to change them. They weren't good for me. No, you had that experience to show you what you did want and what you don't want. But you also got to remember, you can have whatever you want. You're unlimited. So you got to go back to that too. I can have whatever I want. Do you want this person? That's up to you. That's your decision. You can have whatever you want. If you want this person, it's done in this moment in the best way possible. But you got to let that unfold, and you got to stop telling this old story, because then you're going to keep saying they weren't good for me. If you want that person, there is a best version of that relationship and you're moving towards it. But you got to get out of this one if that's what you want. Only you know what you want. You can have whatever you want. Only you know what you want, right? Yes, go to my link. I have hoodies. I have 3 different, I got the light colored one. No, I think I got two lines of them. The light colored ones with the black print, and I have them. I should show you guys. And I love the pink one with the white. That's my favorite. I want to get a white one with the black print, and I have I like the black one too. I'm lying. I got a black one. It has like gray print on it. I like that one. I like the pink one with the white. And I want to get the white one. That's the next one I want to get. The white with the black print. That's what I really want. So do you get what I mean, Joanne? Yes, you can have whatever you want, but right now you're so focused on they were bad for me. You're on the story that did it, the reality that doesn't serve you. So you got to just let it go and move towards the one you want. But yes, again, you can have whatever you want. You're unlimited. I know we forget that sometimes when we're new to manifesting, right? If you change, no, not at all. If you change your mind, nothing can mess anything up. You can never mess anything up. If you I changed my mind with my manifestation. Does it mess it up? Absolutely not at all, because that's the unfolding. You're preparing. Sometimes you're even getting more clear. You're getting more specific, right? That's the point of it. The point of the unfolding of your manifestation is to line you up with it, so it comes in the best way possible. But you can't really involve yourself too much. You got to kind of take a step back and just let it happen. Yes, deconstructing false beliefs. Yes, letting them fall away by not interacting with them. That's what you're doing. You're practicing non-reaction. And in those moments that don't feel good, that's a limiting belief. Anytime you don't feel good, that's a limiting belief. Every single time. No ifs, ands, or what's about it. If you don't feel good, there's a limiting belief there. There's a lie there. And you don't got to figure it out. That's the thing about it. There's no figuring anything out. There's nothing you need to fix. Remember that one. That one's big. There's nothing I need to fix. There's no problem here. There's nothing I need to figure out. If it doesn't feel good, I just relax and I'll move right out of it. And just the fact that you don't got to do nothing about it frees you. It releases resistance, and it releases that belief pretty quickly. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say Sunflower, that one I got from Bashar, the props one, a long time ago, and I can't find that video. I don't see it. I'm sure it's going to pop up now because I'm talking about it a lot. But he said that to me, and it always clicked with me. It always made me not engage. It made me not afraid. Just knowing it's a neutral prop. So that's not even just for me. That's from Bashar, right? And we know Bashar's his information. Like, to me, I resonate with Abraham Hicks and Bashar so much. To me, Like you got to understand that everything is perception, that you get more clear as time goes by too, guys. Like even me, I get more clear on what they're talking about as time goes by. Like I may have looked at it so much differently 2 months ago or even a week ago, but the more you do these practices, you start asking more questions. You start getting more clear on these concepts that it's all me. And it all comes down to that like secure energy too, that stable energy. And it gets easier to understand this information. But the props one is good because like you just don't, I'm not afraid of it. Nothing affects me. I'm just like, okay, because I know what I'm moving towards. I know my most abundant timeline. What does my most abundant timeline feel like? It's freedom. What's freedom to you? Right? Financial freedom, happiness, love, friendships, fun, laughter, 24/7, planning this, planning that, having a good old time. Doing great, like doing fun things. Like to me, if it don't match that, whatever's showing up, now don't match that, it goes right over my head. I'm like, okay, yeah, like, and I keep moving on with what does serve me, what I've created so far, or I'll just relax. But that's the thing. That's the key to it is like you got to let things be as they are. That's when things really start to shift in your experience. So you're finding ways to let it be. You're literally finding ways to let things be so you can keep moving towards best and better. Right, Gina? Is there a time frame from when things fall apart to your You know what? When people, I don't buy into that one. Things got to fall apart before manifestations. I don't buy into that because when you're in a stable, secure energy and you did those practices first, that ain't nothing's falling apart because you're too stable. So this is why I say to do these practices and you want to practice non-reaction because you're secure. You know how this works. Nothing is going to fall apart in your experience. Nothing. You're not going to see it that way. Your perception has changed on this reality and how it works. So I don't buy into the things falling apart. Not if you're doing these practices first. Hi, Brenda. I love him, Hawa, Bashar. I really do. So Bashar, it's funny. Can I tell you guys something funny about Bashar? See, everything unfolded for me the way it was supposed to. Perfectly. I listened to only Abraham Hicks. That was it. 100% Abraham Hicks. She was my one and only. I mean, I would listen to other people, but to me, nobody got nothing on Abraham. No teacher got nothing on Abraham. I stood faith to her. That's what I wanted to listen to. And guess what I would listen to? Mostly, I would cut her videos. I would shorten them to like her one message that you got to feel good. You only got to feel good. You only got to feel good. Was I always feeling good? No, but that was my practice. Then Bashar came into my life later. It just how it aligned that's how it happened. Like it unfolded. It was all Abraham. And then all of a sudden, one day, like a year or two later, Bashar popped up into my experience because Bashar is when you've already released some stuff and you're like, oh wait, yeah, that don't make sense. That don't make sense to me. So it was like he came at the right timing. When you're just living and you're practicing flow and feeling good and practicing non-reaction, things are just evolving the way they're supposed to. Literally, like it's just 1, 2, 3 happening the way it's supposed to. What was your question? What was your question, Hawa, about Bashar? So to me, yeah, you know what? Now that you say that, Sebastian, I think Watts was Ellen Watts was the very first person I listened to, like very first. And now I don't listen to them like I used to, any of them. It's kind of just, my life is like I know this stuff enough to where like I don't really need them, but I do like I still go back and forth sometimes because everything's perceptual, right? So it's like we're so infinite. Like to get to a deeper level on things, like there's infinite, just think about this, there's infinite realities, there's infinite possibilities. That's why when people ask me questions and they're like, but I don't understand or this, I'm like, it's like you can see things in so many different ways, and I can explain things in so many different ways, and then it starts to get complicated and confusing. So for me, to make it simple, because I like simple, I look at everything as literally a reflection. Everything's a reflection to me, giving me an opportunity to see something in a positive way, to see it in a more positive way, like loving way. So everything's given me an opportunity to move towards best and better. But that took me practice. Thanks, Gina. That took me practice, right? To take that step back, to calm myself down and say, this isn't here to hurt me, because nothing can hurt me. Everything's neutral. But I had to keep reminding myself too, right? To take a step back and, okay, you know what? That just doesn't match what's best for me. That's all, because that's why it just doesn't feel good, plain and simple. So that starts to click as time goes by, right? But he also, like, talking about deeper concepts, the fact that, like, you get to tell the story you want to tell. And a lot of people get weirded out by the fact that, like, it's just you in this experience, having your own experience, and everyone else is having their own experience, but you are everyone. Like, everything's connected. So it's like you're kind of like alone, but you're not, right? It's like, it's kind of weird. Thank you, Gina. Gina, I'm going to tell you, girl, these are my favorite nails, and I got these from the dollar store. And I was like, I gotta try their nails out, because I love nails. And $1.25, and they are my favorite. They fit me perfect. They're short, like the length I like, and they have not come off at all. Well, one popped off, but it was obvious because I hit the steering wheel in the car. So if I'm ever trying to fit, like, if I get resistance on these deeper concepts, I don't try to figure it out. I take a step back. I'm like, you know what? It'll come to me when I'm ready for it, right? It's just, it really just comes down to, like, everything's here to serve you. Everything's here to move you towards the life you came here to live, your most abundant timeline. Just try to just let things evolve and let things unfold. And, like I said, there's nothing wrong with affirmations and doing your fun techniques that you like to do. But the main thing is that you don't have to do them, and just to know that you don't have to do them. They're just for fun, and you're not persisting, because that's a chasing energy. And you're gonna know. You're gonna know when you're doing something out of lack versus, like, it's just fun. I know it's done. I know it's gonna show up. I don't have to do this. I'm just doing it for fun. Because, like I always say, like, when I started doing things like that, I was already lined up with it. It was already happening in my experience, right? So then it just enhances it. I have my meditations on sale today, guys. I have 7 meditations. I have 7 meditations now. Thanks, Gina. So if you don't have lazy manifesting, because if you have lazy manifesting, you got the meditations and you get all the updates for free. That's on sale too. But I did a little special today because people love the meditations. And so whenever I run that sale, it usually goes crazy. So, and that's for people that don't have lazy manifesting. If you have lazy manifesting, don't worry about that. Yes, Sebastian, right? And, that's why I said, like, we're going to constantly, this is all energetics. It's not about you doing things that are uncomfortable. It's about you just relaxing in those moments and letting those moments pass. So it's not about that. Like, it's not like, oh, I got to do these things that are uncomfortable and, I got to push through it. It's no more of that. You line up with it energetically, and then it's easy. I talk about this all the time with my lives. It took me a while to start doing my lives, guys. It took me a good bit of time. I used to say to my daughter every night, like, oh my God, like, I can't push the button. And she would say, because I talk about this stuff all the time, she'd say, no pressure, Mom. You'll do it when you're ready. And then eventually I did it, and then I stuck with it, right? But I had to line up with it. You line up with it naturally. You line up with these things. There's no force. There's no action. There's no, like, I got to take these hard steps to achieve my goals. No, that's programming kicking in. This was effortless for me. When I tell people where I got today, it was literally effortless. It was just happening. It was happening, and yeah, I walked away from things too soon, and like jobs and stuff, and I was like, oh crap, I created more resistance, but I used it to my advantage. I still look at everything, it all served me. Everything can serve you. Hi, Kay. Exactly, Sebastian. It's like food. You got to let it cook and want it to be good before. Yeah, exactly, right? Right, Sincere? It's so true. It's like what I've learned through it is that it is done right now. And you want to keep telling yourself that it's done now because everything is done now. And don't think like somebody's giving it to you or saying, here you go, it's yours now. You've been a good girl. You get to have it. It's not even that at all. It really isn't that. It's really just allowing it to come in right and releasing a lot of the stuff around it. Releasing a lot of your limiting beliefs for a little bit. And then you'll be like, it's done. And you just know that done energy. You know that feeling. You know it. You know now you're out of lack. You're out of desperation. You're out of that trying energy, that chasing energy. You'll have that shift. Yeah. Yes. Everything is done now because every possible reality exists right now. Every possible reality exists. I always say, this is how I always say it, Gina. Every possible reality exists in the best way possible. I always got to add best way possible. We're so infinite. We're so unlimited, right? Happening. My phone is charging. It's going to play that game where it's not like really charging that good. Oh, bye, Sebastian. Have a great day. Hey, Cece. Thanks, Cece. Oh, yeah. So for me, like when you say like like when I talk about those deeper concepts, like even for me though, like I have to sit with them for a little bit, and I know resistance enough to where I know like not if it's causing me too much resistance to think about it and it's not serving me. But even because I ask those questions all the time, I'm like, so like, is it just me? Like, is it literally, am I just like by myself in here? And like how you can view it in all different kinds of ways because again, we're so unlimited, we're so infinite. Like you can, because everything's a belief. So you can believe that it's just me 100% and, like nobody exists at all. Like you can believe what you want, right? Because everything's a belief system. What works for me, but that sounds like, because everything's one. It's all goes back to the one consciousness, right? Just all that knowledge is there. Like we have access to it now, but in this human form, it's harder to access it, right? Because it feels harder. Where when you're in spirit, you have access to it right away. All this information, all this knowledge. That's why I always say, I was like, it sounds horrible, but I'm like, I can't wait to be spirit again because I want to know all this. I want to know how all of this works, right? And I think if you get caught up too much in your headspace about it, you're going to like drive yourself crazy. But again, even with those types of concepts, I always go back to how I feel. Like this doesn't feel good. There's more to it than that. There's more to it. Like other people are having experiences. It's a co-creation. That feels better to me. That feels good to me. Well, clearly, obviously, we're all here, but you guys know what I mean. But it's cool stuff. It's fun. I like diving deep into those concepts. Even if I don't clearly understand them. It was Cece's fault. I'm blaming you, Cece. Cece asked the question about her friend, and then L8 asked the question, and that was it. For the rest of the night, it was in my head. I had to really go deep into those concepts. I always relate it to my life and how my life has unfolded. And it really comes down to not trying to change anything. It comes down to non-judgment. That's what I've noticed. That's what frees you. That's what keeps you moving forward. But when we're trying to change people and we're trying to when you say I want to manifest a better life for someone, well, you're saying that you're judging them. You're saying that they're not exactly where they're supposed to be and that there's a problem. So that's how from taking a step back, that's what I've learned from that concept. And that frees you and it frees them to let them have their own journey. So that's what has freed me in all this stuff. If you keep experiencing something you don't want in your experience with someone, it's only because it's bothering you. And that's more about you than it is them. So it's really like when you start to get this more and you start to really want to move towards best and better, you're going to always take responsibility for everything in your experience and realize, okay, it's just got my attention. I'm too focused on it. I'm letting it bother me. I got to take a step back and see this a little different in order to move towards best and better with this situation. I'm messing with you, Cece. Now, I loved your question. It had me just dive deeper into something. Cece says, I'm hungry. I didn't eat anything, but I had the donuts that I got. I got another donut. I had the donut. Hi, Ken. Right, Kay? That's so freeing because everything is moving you towards what you want, no matter what. It's all moving you towards what you want. And I noticed that even when I look back, how everything serves you. Like, I believe you created it all for that reason, to wake up to this stuff. You're here for the tea? Oh, well, I got the tea. Taco Bell. I don't know what I'm doing for dinner tonight. It's like taking a leap of faith. You're doing everything right and you have what you want. And it's so true. And you can't make a mistake. And someone asked today, like, oh, I changed my mind about my... Of course you can. Do you know when I first started this stuff, guys, and I first started opening up to this, I jumped timelines. I almost was a police officer, guys. I was almost a police officer. I was this second away from it. And then I stopped, and I always say it was my mom's voice. That's what I heard. Kira, do you really want to do this? And I was like, absolutely not. And then I just kept moving forward with this kind of stuff, staying focused on releasing limiting beliefs and practicing non-reaction. At the time, I didn't really understand what I was doing, but I was doing these practices, meditating a lot, just stuck with it. And it led me here. It led me to TikTok and talking about this stuff all the time, what I absolutely love, right? My SP is acting more romantic lately. He's never done that before. Yay, Bryn. Well, keep focusing on you, Bryn, right? You're the one creating it, right? So be like, good job, you. So keep focusing on yourself, feeling good on your own, Bryn. Keep that momentum going. And what's really important, Bryn, is that you got to remind yourself that's how a relationship's supposed to be. When you're getting that type of feedback and he's being romantic, he's treating you good, you got to say, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how a relationship's supposed to be, right? This is what I tell people when they do these practices and you start to feel good and you're feeling good more of the time and you're having those gaps. You got to keep reminding yourself, this is how I'm supposed to feel. This is how life is supposed. That's very important to remind yourself in those moments. You thought I was a police officer. I remember when I was doing it and I was practicing and all the girls were like, you are totally a cop. You have the demeanor of a cop. And I'm like, really? That's so weird because I'm so girly. I'm so feminine. Like when I'm in the store, I'm like doing this all the time. Like I realize it. I'm so girly. I'm like it's so funny that I must be like two different people because I get that all the time that I have like that. Oh, you have that demeanor of a cop. I'm like, I don't see it. I think I'm so girly. Clover says she can't picture a cop. Hey, Kira, it is the best to move. Is it best to just move on when you're waiting for a... Well, that's more validation. Like you're needing validation, Nancy, still. So you're still in that you still have a belief there. If you need a thank you or a sorry from someone, you're not stable yet. So yes, relax your body, calm yourself down in those moments, get out of your head space. You're too much in your head space. You're saying there's a problem, there's something that you're too focused on what you don't want in that moment, Nancy. So you want to move past that because that's insecure energy. If we need someone to say thank you to us, if we need somebody to say sorry to us, that's not secure. That's not secure, right? It doesn't mean you won't get it. It's just right now you're so focused on lack. You're focused on unwanted. It's funny because when I had people say sorry to me, when I was already moved, like I had a family, I was super happy. It didn't matter to me. And that's what happens when you're secure within. If somebody does say it, you don't think anything of it. But if you're needing it for validation to fill a void, you're still needing validation. You're still in lack. You still have a limitation. You're not secure. So how I can go back is to my life. And when people, like I was bullied, I didn't really care. That never affected me. And when I was older and I had a family, they were like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, girl, you don't have to be sorry. And I never cared. I never took things personal. So their apology was like, it didn't mean anything. It wasn't like, oh, I needed that apology. I didn't need it, right? Because I was secure. Hey, ant. There's a little ant on my thing. So I used to say that. I used to say if I was going to be a cop, I was going to have to incorporate this somehow. So I would always say like, well, I could still write a book. I could still do this. I could still do that. I was still trying to like make it work with this stuff. That's how I always was, even with my jobs, because I was so limited at the time that I said, all right, whatever I do, I want to incorporate this in there somehow, some way. And it wasn't these because I wasn't doing this at the time. And it's got me to a place to realize, Kira, you can do this all the time. But I didn't know that. I thought I had to work. I had programs, I was running on. Detective Barnett. Yeah. That's what I said, detective. I always said I'll probably be a detective or something. I see a lot of as about getting people back, but what if you want someone out? So wait, I see a lot of questions about getting people back. Okay, yes, that'll happen. So what happens, sincere, is that what really happens is if it's somebody like, I'm going to give an example of like somebody that you feel like it's so hard to explain because I don't want to get too personal. This is where I like to do the Zoom chats. It's going to you have to let it be in order for you to move out of it. That's the thing. Yes, it's in your attention, sincere. Yes, it has your focus. It's probably still triggering you a little bit and you're so focused on it and that those types of things. But what starts to happen is, yes, it does start to not be in your experience much. And yes, it can be out of your life completely, obviously. It's all your focus and attention. But when you do it this way, what starts to happen, at least what happened with me, is you got to let people be who they want to be. This is where I found the most power in my experience, is allowing things to be as they want to be. This experience is a bunch of belief systems. So try to take the person out of it. I know that's hard. And just look at it as they're living a life different than you want to live. So anytime something shows up, you got to just let that be the way that it wants to be. Let them be the way. And you're going to slowly move towards best and better for yourself, more positive belief systems. That's how I've moved towards. It's really allowing things to be as they are. That's where I've seen the most progress in my experience. Because this experience is contrast, guys. It's belief system. So you're never trying to change someone. And the only reason why they're still in your experience because they got your attention a little bit. They may be causing a reaction, but it's actually going to be yeah, it's actually going to, oh crap. I got to move to my other charger because that charger is just not working anymore for some reason. So yeah, this I just don't like the lighting over here that much, but this charger works a little better. Wait, did it go? I think so. Let's just see if this works a little better. So yeah. So you get what I'm saying, right? It's just got your attention and you're reactive, right? You're still getting frustrated with it. So the more you relax, the more you stop trying to change that person or change that situation, let it be as it is, you get to move towards better and best for yourself. More things are going to open up for you, Sincere. More things, more possibilities, more things that are in alignment with you that bring you more joy. And that's what's going to move you out of that and move you towards best and better. Hi, Jen. But I couldn't even do that until I kept practicing non-reaction, right? And getting better at non-reaction. Is this working? Guys, if for some crazy reason my phone just dies, I'm trying to charge it. I got the better charger in, but if it dies, I might have missed the window. If it shuts off, I'm sorry. Sincere, so funny. She's like, I see a lot of people trying to get these people back, but I'm trying to get this person out of my life. You will. Like that's what happens. The more you move towards what you want, it's the byproduct. But where your most power is not judging anything anymore. Really getting out of not judging a situation, not judging a person, letting things be as they are, letting people live their lives the way they want to live their lives. That is pure freedom. And yes, it takes a little bit of practice. I had to practice that too. Non-reaction got me to that place. Even as I was talking about it, I was still judging. I didn't want to, though. I knew I kept practicing it. I don't want to judge things. I don't want to be like that. I want to just let things be as they are because I know it only serves me. When you're not judging anything and you're letting things be as they are, it's really opening up more, it's allowing more blessings in for yourself. Exactly, Cheryl. Exactly, girl. Exactly. Calm yourself down, remind yourself it's done, and focus on you, doing things for yourself, things you like to do. Over time, Cheryl, you're going to start to have more things there for you to do. You'll be like, oh wait, I love to do this. Because like you want to get out of that waiting energy, right? Like you're waiting around for something and you want to just know that it's done now in the best way possible. It's done now in the best way possible. And it's okay. It's okay to affirm, like, I'm already in the amazing relationship. It's already done, right? And just leave it at that. Go back to focusing on yourself. That's why I love these lives, because you get people, like, everyone's manifesting something different. There's like one extreme to the next. Right? So Wise says, keeping yourself busy, occupied, it's the truth. She's right. Or he's right. I'm sorry, Wise. He's right. Like you gotta, you keep your mind busy. You keep yourself busy. You keep yourself occupied. That's the best thing you can do for yourself and your energy. Not at all. Manifest. So visualization for me, Jen, that's normal. That's natural. It's when you're doing it to get something, right? Then you're trying to control it, Jen. So if you're just chilling and you're relaxing and you start to visualize and it feels good and it's nice, absolutely not, girl. There's no wrong. There's no wrong. Hi, Faith. Faith, I know the lighting is really bad right now because I had to move over here because of my phone charger. It's when people what gets me is when people try to say, like, I don't know how to visualize. Yes, you do. Don't let anybody try to teach you how to visualize. You've been doing it your whole life. This is a visualization, guys. This is an illusion. That tripped me up. When I first started learning about, not learning, because you're always manifesting. When I started seeing all these people teaching manifesting, I thought it was something that we had to learn. Oh man, was that a trap? Like, oh, this is how you visualize. This is how you, girl, we're always doing it. You don't got to learn that. We're always doing it. We were born doing it. This is a visualization. This whole experience is a visualization. This whole experience is an illusion. You can't stop manifesting. You're not going to be able to stop manifesting. It's all about mindset. It's all about getting yourself to a more positive mindset, feeling good most of the time, getting yourself in that flow energy. Everything else will take care of itself. Right, Stace? So whenever I tell people, like, they're like, I'm having a hard time visualizing, or not to me. I watch people and they're like, get my program. It teaches you how to visualize. I'm like, teach you how to visualize? We've been born visualizing. No, I can't. I can't be talking about these people. They're all, I'm being judgy now. Cece, which movie is it? Which movie? Does she? Hey, Mike. Exactly. Faith says, facts. The subconscious mind is open 24/7 and always printing out. I love it. I know. I see things and they're like, am I visualizing right? And why do I do these voices, guys? I sound like I'm mocking people. I can't help it. Am I visualizing right? And they're like, you know what? You got to keep practicing. And I'm like, keep practicing? You don't even realize you're visualizing 24/7. Like, you literally can't turn it off, guys. You can't turn it off. You can't turn manifesting off. You can't. Don't even try it, because you can't. My 4-year-old knows how to visualize. We can all do it. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, yeah, Tail, I do sometimes. So, Tail says, I have glimpses of, like, manifest. Yes, like, it's so funny because I used to do this all the time before I knew this. Like, I would see something before it manifested, and I'd be like, ooh, that's so weird, right? Like, I literally thought of that story or thought of that timeline, and it manifested. It's kind of like the police thing. I look at the cop thing as it kept me in a good energy, and it served its purpose because it kept me moving forward. I was super excited about it. I went and applied. I made it almost to the end, and it just kept me in a good flowing energy to get to the next best step. Blah 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 blah. The next best step. So everything serves its purpose. But yeah, Tao, that's so cool. That's why I always say, like, you are psychic. When people say, ask me if I'm psychic, I'm like, we're all psychic, guys. We're all planning our futures. Yeah, right, Wonders? Like deja vu. What about when you have a negative thought about your situation? That's normal. Just relax your body, Jen. That's what you're going to use that to help you relax in that moment. Because the negative thought has zero power, Jen. When you're just like chilling out and you're just taking that step back and reminding yourself, oh, wait, just doesn't match what I want. That's all. That's all it's telling you, is that this doesn't match what I want. This doesn't match my most abundant timeline. And you just calm yourself down and it'll disappear. It'll dissipate. It'll disappear. When you relax, when you take that step back, you're moved out of it. You're kind of just naturally moved out of it. Now, and here, this is what I always say, Jen. Listen, and guys, like Jen says, I'm always afraid it's going to manifest. What you got to tell yourself, and you got to get this like stamped, you can never make a mistake. So what if it does? It's going to help you. Everything is serving you. Everything is helping you get better at non-reaction. Everything is helping you get better at knowing you create your own reality, that you create everything in it, and that you're here to live an amazing life, that you're supposed to feel good. Like, everything is serving you. So don't worry about your thoughts. I never made it about my thoughts. I did not make it about my thoughts. I made it about feeling. If it didn't feel good,
This doesn't serve me. Relax my body, soften my body. Yes, thoughts are a byproduct of not catching it quicker. But if you make it about if you make it about feeling, you catch when you start to dip. Oh, wait, why am I starting to feel bored? Boredom leads to bad thoughts, like negative, like I'm getting bored. Now what? My life sucks. This doesn't work. And then it's like, what happens, right? Now we spiral. So if you make it about how you feel, you catch it quicker. Right? Right, yeah. I'm like, yeah, right, yeah. Like I'm reading you guys' comment and I'm all over the place. We place the meaning, exactly. I would get deja vu and think that my bad dreams would also manifest. Yeah, so that's what I always used to say about dreams. I used to have the craziest dreams. I'm like, I hope my dreams don't manifest because I get the craziest, wildest dreams. And whenever my kids would come to me and say like they had a bad dream, I'd say, it's just a dream. So when people started bringing that up to me, I'm like, guys, it's literally just a dream. It's literally just a dream. Don't place any meaning on it at all. Just that it's a dream. And that's it. Because I would get the craziest. I mean, I was having dreams that I was straight up flying, guys. I mean, I'm okay if that manifests, but still, like I was straight up freaking flying in the sky. Yeah, so like I look at dreams as the same thing as this because if I'm not feeling good in this moment, it doesn't matter if the dream caused it, a person caused it, or a thought caused it. It's all the same to me, right? For me, anytime I don't feel good, it's all the same. I don't care where it came from. I'm not trying to figure it out. I know there's nothing I need. There's no problem here. There's nothing I need to fix. I go back to that. And I just relax my body and I use it to my advantage, right? Oh, good. My charger worked. Or those dreams where you're falling. Oh, right. I haven't had those in a while, but now I'm going to have it. Where you're falling and then you like jump, you jump up out of nowhere. Thank you, Kirk. Just had a nightmare the other day and it shook me. Right? I would literally be scared of when it would happen, but now I don't. Yeah, and I think it's because like that always got me, like where there's so much information out there about manifesting. I don't know where the idea of being afraid of our thoughts came from, where that came from. I guess because we're just becoming more aware. I was never afraid of my thoughts. Like I just used everything, I guess because I really did always make it about how I felt. It was always feeling for me. It was always just relaxing for me. And I would always feel so bad when people would be, I'm so afraid my thoughts are going to manifest. And I'd say, no, don't worry about that. Like you're just relaxing your body. You're just calming yourself down all the time. It's just a forever practice that you're going to keep doing anytime you don't feel good. Or those dreams where you're falling. Like where you're sleeping, Stace, and you're like falling asleep and then like you jump up like out of nowhere. I used to have those dreams where you like you're trying to wake up, right? What is it? Like they call it something like astral travel or something like that. But it would be like, I don't have them anymore, but I used to get them all the time. It's like you're resisting. Like you're trying to, like I would be screaming in my like help. I'd be saying help in my dream. I'd be like, help, right? And sometimes I would actually wake up screaming it. Yeah, being paralyzed in your sleep. Yes. I never, ever, ever get that anymore. Never get that. Well, do you know how this works, Tara? Do you know how this works? Like, what are you, like, okay, so you got it. If you're talking about manifesting, you have to know that your most abundant timeline exists, the most healthy relationship exists, and you're moving towards that now. You have to know that though. And you have to get out of this reality that you don't want. Hey, I get that, Tail. But like the fact that people were just like so much fear was put into them, right? Like where that fear came from? I it's just like I don't know who or where or what that came from. But I used to see it all the time. And I just always felt so bad. Reality that we don't want. You're dreaming and try to wake up. Yes, Stacy, all the time. So you really got to be heavily focusing on yourself, Tara. Heavily focusing on yourself, filling up your own cup. You got to be occupying your mind with things that you love to do. It's actually not hard, but you got to be persistent in that one practice. It's not hard because you can do a million things to occupy your mind, even going out with friends, as long as you're not talking about this relationship with your friends. But you got to do things that feel good to you. You got to be focusing on yourself, building yourself up, and doing things like that. Hi, Lorelai. So same practice, Lorelai. You got to get calm. You can't let it. Did you watch my video today? I had a TikTok where my dog was squeaking her toy the whole entire time. And I was talking about being unbothered. You got to use it to your advantage because it's just got your attention. So you keep experiencing it because it's got your attention. That's all it comes down to, guys. I used to work in an office where machines would beep all the time. And it would annoy certain people. And they would be like, oh my God. And it never annoyed me because it doesn't bother me. It's going to beep. So what? And eventually, I would tune it out, honestly. Eventually, we stopped using those machines. But if you keep focusing on it and your attention's on it, it's like it doesn't go away. So you got to just relax, use it to your advantage to relax your body in those moments, quiet that down, right? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, keep relaxing your body. So yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like it's bugging you, it's annoying you, and now they're coming up to you. And I mean, we have a dog here that always gets let out, and I'm so nice to the guy. He's probably like lucky that it's me all the time. And sometimes his dog gets out and starts like I feel like he's going to attack my dogs, but I just stay very calm and relaxed about it. And he grabs his dog and goes about his way. It doesn't happen a lot, but I don't let it bother me because I know what that does. It just keeps those things happening over and over again. And then you start to think thoughts like, what if it gets my dog? What if he does this to my dog? And I just don't go there. I just don't go there. Exactly what Stacy said. That's all it's doing. That's all these practices are doing. You're just becoming more aware and more aware. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off, okay? And I'll jump on a little later. That's okay, That's okay. Don't worry about that. Girl, listen, I'm telling you right now, I wasn't either. You will get more clear as time goes by. Trust me, you will get more clear as time goes by. This is what I used to always say to myself. You know what? There's a path already there for me. I just got to relax and it'll open up to me. So you got to say things like that to yourself, eyes. Like, just the more I relax, the more my path opens up right in front of me. And I don't even got to do anything. And that's how it unfolded for me, that puts so much pressure on us, and that creates so much resistance when we're trying to figure out, what do I want to do? What's my purpose? What should I do? When you're going to be so surprised, guys, when you start lining up with what's truly best for you and what feels, hello, baby, what's really best for you is it's like, it's so aligned and it's so easy and it's so like, it's like you could do it 24/7. You could wake up and start doing it. Like that's when you know it's meant for you. So until you get to that point, you keep relaxing, you keep resting, you keep doing these practices, because what's best for you and what's going to create income in your life is going to be the best income is going to be so effortless. It's going to be like breathing. It's going to be like brushing your teeth, if you brush your teeth, which I hope you guys do. Right? So that's how you know, like the more that I do these practices, the more I come into alignment with what feels easiest for me. And it keeps getting easier and easier and easier. That's another thing that I don't buy into, is that you have a purpose and you got to find your purpose. And no, don't buy into that one either, because it's there already for you. It's really the more you become you and the more you're relaxed. It's all about relaxing and just at peace with yourself and where you're at and who you are, that it just starts to happen. It just starts to unfold. And again, it's so effortless. It's so easy. Yes, I do. I thought about that. It's so crazy you say that, Stacy. It's so crazy you say that, because I felt myself thinking about that, because people always ask me like how things unfolded for me and how this happened and I just can't explain it. But it's all non-reaction though. And to keep doing it over and over again, keep relaxing, keep practicing it. There's no end to practicing non-reaction. There's no end to relaxing. It just helps you become more of who you're supposed to be. It's easier to be you. It's easier to be you, if that makes sense, because you're just being you without being in your headspace anymore. It's flowing. It becomes more easy. It becomes more effortless. It becomes more natural. And it's all in the non-reaction, 100% all in the non-reaction. Higher energies come from practicing non-reaction. Alignment comes from practicing, because non-reaction to me is alignment. It's really it all comes together, right? I know. Yes. Oh, good. I love that. I love that you resonate with that stuff. I love that. Exactly, Maria. Hi, Maria. I haven't seen you. Exactly. And girl, and let me tell you, I know what it's like to hear people say that. I used to get annoyed. I did, by people saying like, what are some of the things people used to say? Oh, I like people's struggle story. It was always like, I was poor too, and I had to raise my kids on my own, but now I'm making millions of dollars. And I'm telling you, those stories listen, I could tell that story too. But I'm telling you, it's not even about that, because none of this is even real anyway. Keep doing the practices. Keep relaxing. You'll fall into all these things so easily. It's going to be gradual though. It's like it just starts to happen over time. Things start to manifest. Money starts to come in more. You get better at your focus on the no money versus the money. The money versus how I'm making it and how it's coming in, right? You're able to like redirect your focus better. At first, we're all over the place. We're focused on the unwanted. We're like, oh my God, I'm poor again. I only have $20. Shit, I got to make the best of this. And that's really what you got to do. You got to make the best of that $20. You got to make it work. You got to find a way to see the good in that $20. And it's going to accumulate. You're going to get more because you're going to be doing more that you love, and more is going to be coming in different kinds of ways. And it just happens over time. It's just keep reminding yourself that. Keep doing these practices. They work. They're powerful. They work, and it gets easier. I promise you. All right, guys, let me get out of here. I love you guys. I'm going to upload. Oh, is that what you do, Maria? I'm going to upload the Oh, I love it. Right? It's like we go back to those old times and all the things we've been taught, and we got to work hard and we got to play our part. And I'm reading what you said. And I'm reading what you know, and like you got to do my part in this society, in this world, and I got to prove that I'm worthy of having an amazing life, and I got to show up all the time. And you will show up, but you're going to want to show up because it's fun to show up. Like, it's different. You're in a different energy. You're in a different timeline. You're in a different reality now, right? All right, let me jump off, guys. I got to go pee, and I'm getting hungry. But I'll try to get back on later, guys. Bye, guys. I'll see you later.